was going to say in 2024, but they're all in 2024. And I have come to a list of top items, sounds, triggers, things, stuff that seem to appeal to you guys the most, and so I'm breaking them back in this great video to basically recap our fantastic 2024. And again, to look forward to many more good sounds and sleep relaxation for 2025. I'm bringing it back old school without the mic cover. And for the record, there will not be an introduction of the items. I have a few too many to go through, and I was thinking of keeping each trigger to like 1 to 3 minutes max, just so we can make sure to give enough love to all of them in enough time. So, that being said, please sit back, relax, get out of your head, make sure you're comfy, lie down, do whatever it is that you gotta do to get in the right mind and headspace to go to sleep and relax or study, focus, and let's get straight into it. I realized that this wasn't a very utilized trigger, and actually, this wasn't a trigger used at all in 2024. Wow, I actually just realized that, but this book trigger got a lot of love in the last video, so I thought to bring it back. And for those of you who don't know, it makes good sounds, and it's a light. I remember that trigger sounded good with the mic filter, but I'm not sure how it sounds without it. I'm hoping it's not too aggressive. That just sounds so good to not include in a top trigger video. Wow. If you don't already know, this channel / me, we're one and the same. We're kind of big on books. So I have a book that we're going to make good sounds with, as per usual. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I usually like introducing a book in, a video a month, I would say, since I have it done here at home. So I always showcase a new book, and obviously for those of you who read, it's a good opportunity to maybe learn about some books that you may not have known about before. And yeah, they obviously make a good sound, so why wouldn't I use them in videos? This book is Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. Let them fear her. Wicked Saints, with what looks like an empire / city. The back of the book, the front of the book, so you can get a good look. Sometimes I go for the soft covers, and this time I went for the hardcover, because I thought that this paper layer sounded really good. And as always, we like to read the synopsis. Some stories are so beautiful, so brutal, that they claw at your heart and refuse to let go. Welcome to the world of Wicked Saints, an epic, passionate novel that you won't soon forget. Is that the synopsis, or am I going crazy? How it actually is. Continue. Prepare to meet a girl named Nadia who hears the whispers of the gods inside her head. A prince, surrounded by desperate suitors and deadly assassins. A monster, hidden behind pale, tortured eyes and a smile that cuts like a knife. The path of these three characters become entwined during a centuries-long war filled with sinners and saints, magic and mystery, and a star-crossed romance that threatens to tip the scales between dark and light forever. Wicked Saints. So another, what do I call it, fantasy book, I would assume. I, of course, have not read this. I actually don't even think my girlfriend has. This is just one of the books sitting on the shelves. Next trigger of the night. Not necessarily a book, but this journal slash, I think it's really just a journal, makes fantastic sounds. what is called a patchwork sleeve, where your sleeve is made up of little and medium-sized tattoos. And so for my birthday, I went ahead and got me some tattoos. So let me show you. I'm not sure if you can see this one. It still has the second skin on it because it's fresh, but it's a phoenix. Let me go on my tippy toes. I don't know if you can see that well, but it is a phoenix. So that was my big tattoo. It'll probably be the biggest one on my sleeve. The phoenix, I like meaning to things. It represents, it's cheesy, but it represents one of my favorite songs. It's called Good Things Fall Apart by Elenium and John Bellion. And the phoenix is essentially Elenium's logo, I guess. He's a DJ and a music producer. He doesn't actually sing, hence why John Bellion is also in the song. But his mantra is just like a fiery phoenix, and so I wanted to get a phoenix to represent one of my favorite songs of all time. So that's that. Another tattoo that I got. This one's gonna be really hard to show, but I'll go like this. It's backwards, obviously. But it's have a good one. I just wanted something fun and random. That obviously doesn't have a meaning, but I wanted something fun and random so that if people see me walking with a t-shirt on, they'll literally read, have a good one, reminding them to have a good day. So this is your reminder to have a good one, if you aren't already. So that was fun. And the second tattoo I wanted, and this was really the main reason I wanted to start my sleeve. It's on my forearm. Again, it's really hard to show it to you in a non-upside down way. That's sideways, but basically you have the sun, the mountains, and the waves. So it goes like that: sun, mountain, waves. Just simple. I also have 703. So 4 tattoos in total. But the mountain and the waves represents the highs and the lows. Mountains being the highs, waves being the lows, which is directly correlated with one of my favorite artists of all time. It's hidden behind the Funko Pop, but it's Mike, previously known as Mike Stud. He used to be a really known rapper, and now he sings more chill R&B kind of music. He has an album called The Highs and the Lows, and The Highs is an album I listened to on constant repeat during my solo trip to Whistler, which I was also skiing in the mountains. And my favorite song on the album is called Mountains. Lots of reasons we can go with the mountains here. But anyway, that album really helped me through hard times, and so I wanted something on my arm to represent the highs, and since he released a new album called The Lows, I figured why not represent both the highs and the lows? So that's that. And 703 is the apartment number that me and my best friends lived in for a couple years. For those of you who know Jack, he also got the 703 because he was one of the people I lived with. Just something to commemorate and remember good times, as we are now all not living with each other anymore. never imagined this to make such good sounds. For those of you who care, I will be getting a haircut. I want to say this is the last time you'll see me with this hair, but you're not even seeing me with this hair, so what difference does it make? Crunch, crunch, crunch in your ear. Crunch in your left ear. And then crunch, crunch, crunch in your right ear. And then crunch all over the microphone. Our next top trigger of 2024 is the bio oil container. The thick liquid sounds cannot be compared to anything else. But also, its lid sounds. Are unmatched. And it's fireball smelling liquid, which we're not going to ask questions about. So for those of you who enjoyed the channel's liquid sounds, this one is for you. And of course I'll get into the lid sounds as we go. a similar note, we're sticking with the liquid sounds theme, and we're using the Mouthwash. Which has made its appearance on the channel a good amount of times. Of course, for its good liquid sounds, it's good tapping, and another squeak. Phenomenal lid sounds. The issue with lid sounds is that there isn't one item that particularly stands out. It's just the sound itself that is just phenomenal. So I really tried to pick out items that stood out to me. And for the record, there will be, of course, some that I'm forgetting. We had tons of cool items and sounds on this channel, so there's quite possibly a few, or more than a few, that will unfortunately not make it on. But again, if you do have something that by the end of this video you do not see and that you want to see and hear, just let me know. Let's change up the pace and go back to tapping. And we have the silicone phone case, which, as I recall, many of you love, and I do too. This is an OG on the channel. If I were to count channel appearances, I'm convinced this would be number one, or at the very least, top 3. Because it's that good. also didn't mention this in my last video, even though I asked it to you. Your 2025 goals. I don't know why I didn't elaborate on that for myself. Just didn't think of it in the moment. I like doing a list of different goals. Like different categories. So, for example, in 2024, I had a physical goal, a mental goal, a professional goal, a relationship goal, a challenge goal. I can't think of them all on the top of my head, but instead of just saying, oh, I'm gonna, do better this year or be a better version of myself, which is like the greatest goal you can have, but I like to dissect it into different categories to like hold myself more accountable at the end of the year and be like, did I accomplish my physical goal, my mental goal, whatever the goal was. So I kind of like doing it that way. And I'm not going to get into it too much, but for 2025, one of my main goals is to really put a lot of effort and growth into this channel. I absolutely love doing this, and I really, really love all of you, every single one of you watching this video, and I really want to put out the best content that I can for you. So I'll really try and focus in 2025. Another goal that I have professionally, obviously, I would like to see myself in a new role / position at work, so I will aim to achieve that. I want to read more. I always say that, and I always set myself a very low goal, like 1 book a month, but I want to, stay true to it, so maybe we'll up it to 2 books a month. Yeah, those are my main goals. Just you do you. Honestly, you don't need a new year as an excuse to do something for yourself. If you want to do it, do it. Oh, I want to travel somewhere new. I'm not much of a traveler, so this is the year I would like to, maybe go to another country, as I've rarely done that, so we shall see. Alright, next trigger. We have mic brushing. Not everyone loves this, but it's just a great trigger. It's all up in your ears. It's soft, it's calming, it's soothing. Brush, 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 brush. I just thought of another goal for 2025. 5, channel related. I want to upgrade my camera. Upgrading my camera would allow me to give you better quality content, and it would allow me to do the darker videos in a more efficient manner. So that's one of my goals. That might come sooner rather than later, but we'll see. If you have good camera suggestions, please let me know. I've done a bit of research and I'm overwhelmed. Brush, 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 brush. So our next trigger slash sound is the pillow. However, we will be doing something unique with it, and we will be implementing the stop and go tapping. That we haven't done in a while. If you don't know, I have a video called Stop and Go Tapping. I would recommend you check it out. But essentially, you just tap and then randomly stop, creating this anticipatory sense that triggers your tingles. So you tap, you tap, you tap, you tap, you tap, you tap, and you stop. And the silence creates something truly tingly. I've been meaning to do a part 2 video for Stop and Go. Just let me know if you want to see that. It's tingly, right? sound. And I totally understand why. I probably should have refilled the container, but that's okay. Great trigger. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, don't worry about that. For our next trigger / item, we have the paint palette. The plastic paint palette, which has made great sounds from the very start. I'm getting sleepy. Are you? I hope so. If not, I have one more trick up my sleeve. One more trick. people say you save the best for last. So you tell me. Now, we've all heard the sounds that the case makes. The headphone case, to be exact. So let's switch it up a bit and let's focus on behind the mic tapping with the case. Behind the mic tapping was something that we discovered was a great trigger and sound, and obviously it makes it in every video. But who says I can't have a dedicated trigger, especially in a top trigger video? But as we have learned, it's not only the behind the back sounds alone that makes it good, but it's the contrasts from front to back to front, side, front to back. I told you I was getting tired. So you get to admire the case that makes good sounds, and behind the mic, tapping, 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 tapping. What if we do stop and go tapping behind the mic? God, I need to make another video of that. That is so much fun to do. Alright. Let's do a little bit of hand sounds before we get into the outro of the video, because hand sounds